I hope you're ready.
This is Unbridled Thoughts.
We want to hear what you have to say.
Welcome back to Unbridled Thoughts. I'm Sarah.
And I'm Ren, and you better grab the mane because there's no reins in Unbridled Thoughts. We have some really cool people here today.
I know, I'm so excited to meet them.
Yes, so I don't know if you have heard of 478 Creatives yet, but they've been doing a lot of moving and shaking in Macon and Warner Robins, and we just wanted to kind of get our finger on the pulse and see what's going on. So we have Cara and Erin Hawkins, who are the founders, right? You guys founders
Erin's
together?
the founder.
I'm the founder, and then
I'm the sucker.
yes,
That works.
That's great.
I think we were about 6 to 8 months in, and I realized, oh my gosh, I need help.
I cannot do this on my own, huh?
Yes, and she has been the best partner since then, and we're about to hit our 5 years, which
That's so
is
exciting.
bananas.
So crazy to think about and how fast it's gone and slow.
The days are long and the years are short.
Yes.
How they say it.
Yes.
That's how
Yeah.
That's very much how it feels. It's
Yeah.
like birthing children.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is kind of like your baby, you know? Well, we want to kick things off with something we call Blazing Saddles.
Okay.
So we're going to ask you guys 3 completely unrelated questions of what we're talking about today, just to kind of get you warmed up and get to know
Yay.
y'all's personalities a little bit.
Okay.
Okay.
Sweating now.
What would you
Pressure's on.
What would you say is your most niche irrational fear?
So my day job is to paint murals, and I love my day job. I am terrified of heights. And so I can handle being on like a 8-foot ladder, but pretty much taller than that gets a little, my butt is clenched for long hours, and it's very stressful. And like when I've done scaffolding and we do 2 times up, it is very intense. And I would love to paint like the big side of a building at some day, but that, oh God, it makes me like want to throw up thinking about it. So that's mine.
What if they put you on like a man lift? Would that help?
They shake.
Yeah. You're
The
like,
cherry
no.
pickers,
Yeah.
like they shake when you go up higher, and it's not like shake, but just enough. that
Yeah,
you're
it
like,
sways
oh my
just enough where you're like, no.
Yeah.
That's hard too, because it's not like you can like pop a Xanax or something
Right?
either. Because
Oh,
if you
no.
get way too chilled out, you take a step back, you're like, oh no.
Very abstract.
You kind of have to squint to really know what's going on. You know,
Yeah.
it's one of those.
Yeah.
Every 5th person walking through Megan's like, I get it.
Yeah.
True. Very true. Mine is cornfields. I had a group of girlfriends when I was too young to watch Children of the Corn, I'm sure, and we all watched it, and then somebody thought it would be a great idea to scare me on top of being scared, and so I don't like cornfields.
Yeah.
No, I have no interest. I would drive by them and I'm like, no. And they look like they're like
They do.
waving at you to come
They
in.
do. They kind of look like they're like, come on.
Yeah.
Come on. You know you
And
want to
again,
come
I'm
in.
tall, or I'm short, so then they're so tall you can't see anything. I'm like, no, I have no interest. I don't want to go to a corn maze.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, that makes sense.
I mean, they do have like nightmare horrors made out of that already, right?
they've
You
got
know, Children of the Corn.
mazes.
Yeah.
That makes
So maybe
sense.
it's not irrational, but
It's
it
not-
is
yeah.
to most other people when I explain it.
Yeah. And Ren just pointed out, I guess they're like hotter and more humid too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, the corn is?
Yeah. The
Oh.
cornfield. You pointed it out to me.
Did I? Oh, because you're in there? Like,
Yeah.
yeah, that does make
And they're
sense.
just
'cause-
like holding it.
yeah, because like the leaves, the old leaves on the bottom, I can see like.
Oh, like decomposing
yeah, it's
and
all
like,
heated
yeah,
in there.
that makes sense.
I don't like that word either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Decomposing.
Because you'd be
I
decomposing.
have so many irrational fears. We could be here all day.
One more reason to despise
That
corn.
was the first one that popped in my head. Is this therapy?
Yeah, we didn't know. Or you didn't know, by the way.
Perfect. I could use a
This
little.
is actually a therapy session.
Good.
How does that make you feel?
Intervention?
Yeah, this is an intervention. Your family's going to come out any minute. You ruined the surprise. All right. So, what's your this only wins in an oddly specific talent show talent? Give me the tongue twister. I'm rereading these ones from now on.
I should have done evens.
Say it again.
I don't know if I can.
Yeah, I got you.
What's your this only wins in an oddly specific talent show talent?
Do I have anything?
Do you have any odd talents?
I used to, and it stopped after I had my son. I used to be able to hear your birthday and remember it forever and ever, which was a great thing. And then at some point in my late 20s, and I just assume it's because he sucked whatever those brain cells were out of me.
And you never get them back.
And I never got it back.
Yeah.
And so now I can sometimes remember like a month, but I can't remember the exact day anymore.
That's really cool.
Which is such a bummer because it was a fun little party trick.
Yeah.
But it's gone.
Cool.
Oh man.
So 20 years ago,
Yeah.
I might have been able to.
It was great. Back in my party days.
Yes.
It'd be interesting to ask Griffin if he can do it. Like if it
Oh, if it moved
moved to him, yeah.
Oh, I'll ask. I doubt it. I don't think he's.
In tune.
No.
He doesn't care
He's
enough,
a
right?
19-year-old boy. He's,
Yeah.
Just barely making it by. He knows when his is.
Yeah.
And he remembers when mine is because it's the day before. But then,
Okay,
yeah.
that's
but that's
cool. That's really cool.
That is a good one.
I don't know if I have a specific talent, like a talent show talent, but I do like playing a game. And I think it's funny that you remember dates because we joke all the time that she is terrible at remembering people's names.
I'm awful.
And I think both of us, it's not our strong suit, but I can remember like obscure facts about people and like find the commonality between two people where I'm like, oh, Cara, you like to sit at the pool, and so does Ren, and they just got a new pool too, and like so then they have something to talk about, and then I can walk away
That's
and
a
be
cool
like,
superpower.
That is a
"Ooh,
really
I'm
cool
gonna watch
superpower.
them kindle a friendship.
Yeah. You are really good at that.
Yeah.
Still.
Oh, she'd be a good matchmaker.
Yeah.
That'd be kind of fun.
Backup.
Yeah.
It's a backup.
Your
Yeah.
backup plan. Yeah. When you're done, like opening all these studios and
Exactly.
everything else, starting businesses. and
Serial
things.
entrepreneur.
Yeah.
What color are you most attracted to?
Black.
For clothing, black, but for general other things, anything that could be a sky color.
Okay.
So it shifts. 'Cause
Yeah.
I love right now how it's blue with the big puffy white clouds, but then I love a sunset.
Oh, I know.
I mean, and I love how it changes, and you know it's only for that moment.
Yeah.
And there's something special about that. So that's probably my favorite.
Yeah.
That's really cool. I like that.
Deep.
I know.
I know,
That's
she really is.
That's a good call.
She's acing this therapy session.
Well, now I knew I had to step it up before they all just came in.
I gotta act like I know what I'm doing.
So don't just get dropped in a cornfield on the way home.
At least I have the sky. The last thing I see.
I'll
My
just
favorite
lay
thing.
down and just look up at that. And
That was a good one, Sarah. I like that one. All right, so we're going to go into our interview. So, Erin, tell us about your childhood. Where did you grow up?
This is therapy.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, we want to know all your trauma.
so I grew up outside of New Orleans, Louisiana.
Oh, cool.
And lived there for about 13 years, and then we moved up to Virginia, where I ended up doing high school and college, and then DC was the closest big city to where I was living, and moved up to DC because it was like far enough away from my parents, but not too far. And there is where I met my partner, Spencer, and we made a bunch of babies and ended up in Macon, and that was a very That's my travels.
That's awesome. Did you like growing up around New Orleans?
Yes, and New Orleans is a super special place for me and for Spencer. Like, we got married there, and we try to go back at least once a year, and it's the culture, and I think, like, the whole vibe of laissez les bon temps rouler, like, let the good times roll, like, we're here once, let's have fun, and also eat really well.
Yeah.
And I think that's a great thing to live by and try to, and just also because New Orleans is such a great diverse cultures coming together from Cajun and French and Spanish and Native American and black and white, and it's amazing, and it's amazing to see like the art that's come out of there, from like folk art to the Indians that do the beadwork for Mardi Gras, and it's awesome.
Yeah.
I agree with all that.
Yeah.
That was beautifully said.
I love their food too.
I love it there too.
My goodness.
I'll drop in there anytime. I love it. Were you always an artist?
I was, but my fun fact, when I tried out for advanced art in elementary school, they denied me.
What?
Yeah, they didn't know what they were missing.
Yeah,
for real.
I regret that now.
Yes, and so, but luckily when I got up to high school, I had an art teacher that saw something in me and fully encouraged everything. And sophomore year of high school, I had a class with her where she was teaching computer graphics, and I just took it and it clicked, because I'd always been artsy growing up, but there's something about graphic design that made sense to me, and I was like, oh, well, this is what I want to do. And I feel really lucky that I went to college for graphic design and had a plan the whole time. I knew what I wanted to do, and I got there. And then design has fed into mural making and being able to have my own business. And there's so many crossover things. I was just listening to something that once you're creative and you've got a good background and stuff, you can kind of dabble in different kind of creatives, because they all intermingle with each other. And I feel like that makes a lot of sense for me, because I do design, but I also paint. And somehow that's connected to community advocacy and things with Cara, and it all kind of just feeds on each other, which I love.
Yeah, it's wild to me now, like after reflecting on what you just said with that first teacher, because I mean, you do stuff for like the local theaters and stuff, like bands and things, like all of these like amphitheaters and stuff.
Yes.
And
yeah.
then it's like, God bless teachers that really care, because I mean, that one moment.
Yes. Yeah. And
that's wild.
shout out to Miss Brooks. We still talk to
Okay,
each
Miss
other.
That's
And it's great having that connection with somebody. And I mean, like, it's so cliche, but it's cliche because it's true. When you have that one person one teacher that connects with you, like they make a big difference.
Yeah, God bless teachers that care.
Mm-hmm.
You recently opened up Tanglewood Art Studios. We both love the name. How did you come up with it?
Thank you for asking that. So initially our address was going to be Hawthorne Street. And I was trying to think of a name that connected to both the name of the street and then me personally. And so I was doing some research and found out Nathaniel Hawthorne, who wrote Scarlet Letter, he also wrote this other book called Tanglewood Tales. Okay. And coincidentally, Tanglewood was the neighborhood I grew up in outside of New Orleans. Like, that was the name of my neighborhood. And I was like, oh, I love that. Like, because to me, that was like quintessential 90s youth. We had the corner lot. We played the kickball games there. It's where people came to gather, and without realizing that, because I was 7. Yeah. And just how that really connected with me. And then that's how I landed on the name. And then the logo part, I had a lot of fun. I think we were talking before we started how I have 3 kids. They are 9, 10, and 12. And I included 2 of their birthday flowers in the logo. And so it's, I forgot what flowers. 2 of the flowers are their birthday month flowers, and then there's bumblebees flying around in the logo, and Bee is the nickname of one of my kids too. So it's like
that's cute.
a place to gather. These are they're my reason why I'm doing these things, and just it's all all comes together, and it's all interwoven. And
That's very deep.
I'm glad you like that question because that was Sarah's question. I love it.
Thank you.
We mix them up after we write them, so it's a great question. And then, how is everything going with Tanglewood?
it's great. It's
Good.
terrifying and great. Like, I think we're both laughing because we keep doing things that are a little bit terrifying, but that's how we know we're growing, both
Yes.
as professional and personal. And Tanglewood, like if you would have asked me even 5 years ago, like, would you have a brick and mortar or would you have a business, another business? I'd be like, you're crazy. It was never like super planned out, but it's been such a great resource. Like I have a wonderful studio mate, Kevin Sean Lewis, where having each other just there to bounce ideas off each other and talk things through is great, but then also to have this space that other artists can come in and show their artwork. And we've had a wide range of people submitting artwork to different shows, from like fresh, they've never created art before, to somebody who is world renowned, and we're lucky that he lives in Macon. And it's just amazing to see the art come together, and then the different types of community that come into the studio, like trying to remove barriers that might be out there about like, oh, I can't go to a gallery, that's stuffy. But
Yeah.
we did a show with Bragg Jam, which is a local concert crawl that happens in July, but they do events throughout the year. And so people that maybe not consider themselves art aficionados came to Tanglewood because we were partnered with them. And so that's been really cool, showing other people how different and accessible art can be.
Oh, that's really cool.
And
I
the
love
price
that.
range from that show was incredible because it was like $25 because we had kid art in it, to $1,800. And so to see both of those price points get hit is fun too.
Yeah.
Well, I love you put the community in it too.
Yes.
That's really important.
Yes, very much. Because I mean, like, the whole purpose of 478 Creatives was that we saw a hole in the community, and we thought that we could help fix that. And I think part of it is totally selfish because it was a hole for both of us. We knew we needed a community because 478 started right after COVID, and like everyone is siloed and doing their own thing. And it's like, no, I need to talk to people that understand these crazy thoughts in my head. And, or I can just be like, move my hands, and you're like, oh yeah, totally.
Oh yeah, we're totally about to pick your brain about that too. And then how many kiddos did you say you had?
I have 3.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
nice. That's awesome.
They are amazing and full of life, and currently at home for summer. Which
So they
is
keep
great.
you on your toes.
Exactly.
All right, Cara, it's your turn.
Oh,
We're gonna
boy.
put you in the hot seat.
Yay.
You wanna, where did
Let's
you,
not talk about corn, but
so tell me exactly. No, I'm just.
take me back to that moment.
Yeah, tell me exactly at what point did you become afraid? Were you born and raised around here?
No, so I am from Arkansas, so above Louisiana. And I grew up there and lived there for 28 years.
Oh wow.
And then we moved to North Carolina and lived there for about 6 years. And then we've been here for 13, I'm pretty sure. So this is the longest I've lived anywhere as an adult, which is fun. And then we lived in Warner Robins for 12 of those years, and we've been in Macon for about 6 months.
Oh yeah. How do you like it?
Love it.
Yeah.
Love it, yeah.
There's so
It
much
was a-
culture up there.
It was a good move, a perfect move for
Yeah.
where we were in our life, too.
That's cool. That's really cool. I don't know why I just blanked. I don't know. It was like so weird. I knew
You're
exactly
thinking
what I
about
was gonna.
corn.
Yeah.
Getting emotional about the corn.
You know what? You know what? I was like, wait, she didn't even tell us about her husband or anything. Because you do. You have a husband and
Oh, I
kids.
do.
Yes. Well, I was trying to decide in my head
should probably
because I did
mention him.
all this research on you and I could not find a husband or kid. I found
Because
dogs.
they don't like to be photographed.
Okay, I found dogs.
There's a lot of dogs because they don't have a choice
Yeah.
about being photographed. The husband and the son, not so much. I would take the camera out. They're like, no, please stop.
Yeah, but then we had talked about your son, and I was like, wait. So I was going to ask the next question.
So I've
but I
been
was
married
like,
for
wait.
25 years.
Okay.
He's a somewhat silent partner here most of the time because he's not super social unless he's on a golf course somewhere. But yeah, he's a good yin and yang for sure because he thinks about things in a much different way than I think about things, which is needed when you have this creative brain because occasionally you need somebody to be like, we gotta rein that back in.
Take you back down to earth. Huh? You need
Just
somebody
a little bit.
back down to earth.
I say I always just go. I'm like, I was like, just you put a straw in it, and you're sucking all the fun out of it. And he's like, somebody has to. I don't know that they do, but so we have that conversation an awful lot, and my son kind of bounces back and forth between the two, being pretty rational and irrational. And dreaming, and so it just kind of depends on. It'll be interesting to see, even at 19, he's still figuring out
Yeah, like what he wants
to do and all of that kind of thing, and so to see which direction he kind of goes with that. But yeah, we're just up there with our dogs, living life.
At
You
the
gotta
pool.
tell me
At the
about
pool.
At the pool. Okay, now rub it in. I'm just really honest with Ben. She's like, oh, I will. Yeah, I will. Oh, you have the cutest pups, so that I did find. I was like trying to do all this research on you, and you do
They are
have the
the
cutest little
sweetest.
pups. Yeah. What do you have?
So I have a Native American Indian dog. He is 10.
Okay.
And a English cream golden retriever, and she's 1.5.
Uh-huh.
And they are just
I thought I saw
very
3 dogs. No,
sweet.
just 2.
no.
Okay,
I mean,
alright.
yeah, no. I mean, we've had several over the years.
Okay,
but these
okay,
are
okay.
the 2 that we have right now.
Okay,
yeah.
that's so cool.
And the reason we have a Native American Indian dog, everybody always asks about him because there's not a lot of them.
Yeah.
And it's because we lost a previous golden retriever, and I Googled big dogs that live the longest, and that breed lives an average of 19 years.
Oh my goodness
That's a long
gracious.
time.
Which is a long time, and he was the worst puppy, and I was like, how are we ever gonna make it? But he's a great dog. He's a little neurotic, but like
This is
very
going to be a
good.
long life. You can tell.
They're very sweet, and so they kind of just.
They are the cutest.
I only had 1 kid, so now it's like having 3 with the dogs, sort of.
Yeah, it is like having 3.
Yeah. Only I don't have to take them to theater.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you just recently opened up your own little studio, right?
No.
No, it was okay, but it
I
was
closed
okay.
one, or I sold one.
Yes, you sold. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's-
okay,
yeah.
okay.
So yeah, I
okay.
sold Lush Art about a year and a half ago, probably.
Okay.
And I was just ready for something completely different. And so I started Cara Co., which is out of my house because I love being at my house. And so it's been a great venture. It's one of those things I don't even know what to call it because it's a little bit of this and a little bit of that, and I am kind of in my dabbling era, I think.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, we all go through
I
that, but
just
what is it exactly?
I'm curating for workplaces. So I did all the art for Central Georgia Cancer Care, and then I'm curating the art and the murals for House of Rayford down in Vienna.
That is very cool.
Oh, that's really cool.
I say that town's name different every time I say it, but
I think,
so
I
it's
think you
been
said
great
it right,
to
but
do
it's
that.
not how I would have said
Yeah.
it.
I every time I say it, they go, no, that's not right.
I know,
So I
I
just
know.
kind of am like, I'll throw this version out and see how they
Being
take
a California girl, that is the story of my life around here. And then I felt like terrible because I was back with my family, and the Houston Lake thing has me so messed up. I kept accidentally saying Houston, Houston. I was like, oh my gosh, please forgive me. I've been in the South too long.
Yes.
When I read Houston, Texas now, I read it Houston.
I know.
Until I get to the Texas part and I'm like, oh wait.
That's me too.
Yes.
Middle Georgia has some little fun,
they've messed us up.
interesting pronunciations for sure.
And they're very steadfast on it. Like, this is how you say it. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I respect that. I forgot to tell you too, Cara did a residency. I totally forgot to put that in here. You did a residency.
I did. In France, right before I sold Lush Art, there was a month-long residency in this tiny, I don't even think you can call it a town. There's just apparently 50 people that live there during the high season, and we were there not during that time because we saw no people except for who was in our group, and then one guy that led us into the town church that they only have service in once every quarter because they go to all these small little areas. They go to the different churches, and so it just kind of rotates around everywhere. So it's rarely open. It's a beautiful church, but it was wonderful, and there was a lot of like self-talk and outside influence that really led me to go, am I doing what I really want to be doing?
Yeah.
And I got back and realized I was not doing what I really wanted to be doing. It wasn't, we talk about this all the time with 478 Creatives, it wasn't filling my cup anymore. And it had for years, and I loved it, and I was really passionate about it. But then once that passion's gone, you're like, I mean, I guess it's probably like getting out of a bad marriage. You're just like, I'm done.
Yeah.
And I just was, I couldn't wait to move on from that.
Yeah.
I'm so glad that it's still there and doing well, and you know, has its own new life, and I'm just glad I'm not part of it. It's just very stressful. And so it's just interesting, you know, how your life can change very drastically in a pretty short amount of time. And so I started doing marketing for a small business just to kind of have an out to go to, and I'm still doing that too. And
That's
just,
so cool.
just like I said, I'm just dabbling here and there. If somebody wants to pay me, I will take it and figure out how to do whatever they want. That's my new kind of
You heard it
thing
here,
to
folks.
do. Yes.
Kara's
not
open for
anything.
business.
It's definitely not in a
Sorry.
cornfield. I don't know. I got my electric bill last night, and I was like, I'm gonna have to start selling feet pictures.
Hey, sister, you and me both.
It was a lot.
Well, and you're I know you're humble boots, but so I'm going to say it. I know the acceptance of application is very small. So, I mean, that was a big deal you got into that because you're incredible. You're an amazing artist.
I don't
Both
know
y'all
about
are.
that, but it was a dream come true to go for sure. And I met some incredible artists that I still talk to today, and we've collaborated and had a show in Florida, and it was exactly what I needed at the exact right moment.
Yeah.
Which was good.
Absolutely. So, how did you two meet?
Instagram.
Where all the best friendships happen.
Exactly.
I just started following you at some point. I don't even remember.
I don't remember.
Probably because of 7th Street Salvage.
Yeah.
I
So they
would
were one of my
imagine.
first clients in Macon, and I did a lot of work for them for murals, and then was teaching workshops out of their space, their warehouse space.
Okay.
And then I think you came to 478 events
I did.
consistently.
I did. And I was like, and if you ever need any help, she was like, actually.
Actually, the universe, thank you.
Aw.
That's
So it just
perfect.
kind of worked out.
So that's kind of how all of it got started.
Yeah, so 478 Creatives got started in 2021. I think like April or May, I got asked to paint a pool, paint a mural inside of a pool, which
cool.
was such a cool project. But I quickly realized I was like, I cannot do this by myself. And I put a call out on Instagram and asked, said, hey, does anybody want to help me paint this pool? I will pay you. And about 5 to 7 people helped me over 3 or 4 days. And it was in that time that I was like, oh my gosh, I miss this so much. Because when I lived in DC, I was an art director on a team and was around people all the time and talking to them and working things out. And this time while painting the pool was like, oh, here's this project I'm working on and I'm having this trouble with a client, or how do you do this? What method did you use? And it was just amazing to connect with so many people. And that kind of turned into this idea of oh, what if we created a monthly meetup group where creatives could just get together. And it was initially called Creative Conversations, but then after some time we realized we want to be encompassing of all creatives, whether you're a visual artist like us or you're a performing artist or a musician. And so that's how creatives came about, and also that you could be full-time like we are, but it could be your side hustle or the thing you do while you're watching TV. I think everybody is creative in some way, and it's just great to connect with other people that are creative. We think a little differently and we bring so much to the table that when we connect together, it's like Captain Planet when our powers combine.
Yeah.
And everybody improves when you're in that environment, because you hear somebody else's story and you don't feel so alone, and then it helps you push a little bit further that you maybe wouldn't have done otherwise, which I think is our strong suit for getting people to do.
Yep.
Yeah, I call it with Sarah. Sarah and I have a similar working relationship where things just click, and I call it the zipper effect because I've got teeth where she has gaps and she has teeth where I have gaps, and then it's just like, and we're like, oh, we're going.
I love it.
It's happening.
I love that. Well, and I think that was the other magical thing of us coming together. We didn't know each other very well, but I think we both kind of just trusted, oh, all right, we're going to see what happens.
We won't lead each other down the wrong path, probably. And if we do, we'll figure it out. And I think part of that is because we do have entrepreneur brains, and that helps because you have to be ready to pivot at any moment. And so we're really good at if something isn't working, instead of just beating that thing over and over again, trying to kind of make it work, we'll be like, what can we do instead? And we'll just pivot, because no one else really knows what we were going to do anyways, except for us. So if it's not working, we'll just do something different.
That's an amazing point. I'm going to remember that one.
It's important to remember because you're not locked in.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Well, and I think too, having the entrepreneur brain kind of makes us a great bridge between traditional artists that have the stereotype of being flaky and all these things that they may not know how to exactly speak to a business or nonprofit. And so we kind of help facilitate of hey, if you want to be a successful artist, you need to track your income and you need to have contracts, and here are the not super sexy things. But if you learn how to do this stuff, you can help alleviate the starving artist mentality because you're becoming a better business person. And also on the flip side of hey, businesses, bring artists and creatives to the table earlier and have them be a part of the building process instead of oh yeah, we need a mural there. What, that's gonna be $50? Okay, we'll allocate $50 for that. And it's no, that's not how much that costs, and maybe that's not the best place to put it. And so continually being the thread that combines these different groups together and different types of creatives.
And I think it's gotten to the point, or it got so bad that everything was we'll do this for exposure, I'll do this for exposure. Artists constantly are saying yes to things that are not moving the needle at all. And so one of our goals is never do things for exposure unless there is some sort of tangible payback. And it's not that you don't want to give back to the community or you don't want to do this or that, but we're often expected to do these things and often expected to do them for free. And we need to kind of push back, and not just push back and say no to those, but why are we saying no to that? Why is it that that's the reason? Well, the exposure is not going to pay our bills, and we have the same amount of bills as everybody else. And so I think it's just a trap that artists get into a lot, and that is whether you're a visual artist or performing artist or a musician, it's just something that people got used to asking for. And so now we got to get used to saying no and why, too.
Yeah, just like discovering the culture again.
Yeah. All right, so I was reading how you guys really like to support locals.
Yes.
Like 478 locals,
Yes.
hence the name. Have artists, like, has it all changed since it started? Like, how has it changed, actually, is how I'm going to try to word that.
It's about to change a lot.
Well, so when we first started, I want to think the first 2 years we did it for the love of the game of planning everything and trying to figure things out, and everything was absolutely free, and we got no payment, and that was fine. And that's also part of the reason why we always check in with each other of like, did this fill your cup? Yes, okay, then we'll keep doing what we're doing. And then we were lucky enough about 2 years in to connect with Make an Arts Alliance, who then became our fiscal agent, and they started paying us a very tiny fee, which was great, and helping us be a drink sponsor at events. So people at least come get a free glass of wine and come to our event, or bubbly water. And so that's been great. But like we said, July is our 5-year anniversary of being around this, and I think artists should be paid. We want to practice what we preach.
And sustainability.
And so our next, we're in the process of becoming a nonprofit, so that then Cara and I can have an actual salary to keep doing the work that we're doing,
and do more work.
And apply for more grants to do more things within the community and stuff. And so it's exciting and terrifying.
That's very
It's brand new,
exciting,
and we're still getting used to it, but it's, yes, it's happening.
Yeah.
Which
That's
is
so
great,
exciting.
but also scary.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, we've been doing it for 5 years, so, you know, I don't think that obviously will change, but it's just, you know, it's a different check-in system. We'll now have a board, and we'll have to run things by other people instead of just between the two of us.
Yeah. Which, when you have a good working team, it's like kind of feels scary, huh?
Yes.
to open that up to more opinions, for sure. Because then you're like, oh no, now what?
Yeah. But like you said earlier, growth is scary. So and if we're not growing, what are we doing?
Exactly.
So I think it's a great move, and we're super excited about it. But it's just getting used to the changes that will bring.
Well, and I think on another, like, we have so many ideas to do even more in the community, but we're so limited by like, oh, this is not our job. And or we can't get more funds, or we can't build relationships with sponsors and things like that. And so having a nonprofit behind us will make us an even better partner with other community groups, but it'll kind of legitimize us even more, that, hey, we've been doing this for 5 years, and we're a nonprofit.
And people can make pledges, which is one of the things we're going to be asking at our upcoming anniversary party, is because we're not quite set up yet, but we're going to take pledges so that they can, you know, help make this a more sustainable organization. And move that needle. And then when we are able to do that, we'll be able to do so much more for everybody else, which is great too.
That's cool.
So we're it's going to be great.
That's so exciting.
I'm going to keep saying that.
Until it's true, right?
Yeah.
Just manifest it.
It's going to be great.
It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great.
Yeah.
That's how you do it. So where did you originally get such a creative idea?
For 478 Creatives, it was hanging out in the pool and just realizing how great it is to connect and feel community in different ways. And then I think from there, once again, filling my selfish cup, I was like, where are cool places in Macon I want to go that maybe I don't have access to? And that's kind of how we scheduled a lot of our beginning events. And like one of our first events within the first 2 years was meeting at Eric Odell's studio, where he has a studio above Crazy Bowl, right? Hummingbird. And like, it's of legend. Like, people have talked about it, and it's like, oh, well, I want to go see it. And he opened his doors to us, and we got to see like just how he sets up. And Eric is a working artist where he works at Mercer, but he paints a whole lot and has had multiple gallery shows around the region and I think nationally. And so it's like, oh, we get to go hang out in his studio
and pick
for
his
a bit.
brain, and that's been my favorite part, is doing the artist talks and getting to learn from these highly successful artists, like what their process is and how much time are they spending. A lot is what we have found. Most of the time their answer is they basically, work in their field from the time they wake up to the time they go to bed. Like, they are living and breathing it. And so it's finding that balance, like how do we embrace some of that but also still have a life. And so it would be interesting to talk to more artists that are doing a little bit more of that balance, I think. But it does show you what it takes to be successful and to really achieve things. You have to just push through doors and not accept no and keep trying and all of those things. And that's been important to hear, because sometimes you're just like, oh, I don't really want to bother anybody or do anything. I don't know. And we all have imposter syndrome, which is so fun. But when you talk to these artists, everybody's dealing with that in their own way. Everybody feels that way about somebody or something in their field. And so, it's kind of encouraging to know that okay, well, maybe, that doesn't mean anything's bad. It just means I just have to keep pushing. And so hopefully, we can continue to tell those stories and lift up the other people that are, at the beginning stages of things, so that they feel more comfortable to keep pushing as well.
It's cool to think that like the side of that pool was like your projector screen, and like now you're seeing all these original visions come to life.
Yeah.
Like in that moment.
Yeah.
That's so
It's
wild.
I think we were just talking, the other cool thing about 478 Creatives is seeing how other people connect that aren't, like maybe we introduced them or maybe they just met each other at 478 Creatives, and the relationships that have been built tangentially from that. And I think that is just one of the coolest things, because it's like, oh, I wasn't even planning that. And look what happened.
We made those connections and we didn't even mean to.
Yeah.
But it worked out. And then it's fun to see people support others and then show up for other people's shows and, feel like they are accepted and wanted to be there and all of those things. We make a very conscious effort, to make sure that we try to make everyone feel included that comes, because sometimes in the art world that is not how it is, and it can be really snotty a little bit, and so we're trying really hard not to have that and not to bring those people into our universe either. But yeah, Eric's was one of my favorite things that we did. I really liked that, and we have a upcoming series that we're super excited about that is called Insider Studio. And so if you watched, I can't remember his name. There was an older man in like the 90s that would do these interviews.
Inside the Actors Studio?
Yes,
Okay.
that guy.
What was that guy's name? It'll come to him.
All I can think of is Will Ferrell and Saturday Night Live.
I know, making fun of him.
Yes.
Yeah.
James Lipton.
Yes, that's it.
Thank you.
And so we're going to do kind of a little spin on that, but it's going to be, and this was also us being nosy and wanting to do something fun kind of a thing. But our first one is going to be on July 30th, and it's going to be at Claire Turk's house, and she is the Turk House. Yes, on Instagram, and we met her through that, and then she came to some 478 Creatives events, and so she's going to show us her house and why she has chosen the pieces she has chosen in her home.
Yeah.
And then along with her, she has a friend that is an interior designer, Courtney Moss, and she's going to be there to kind of give her guidance of how she chooses pieces for her clients. And so it'll be this insider, we get to go in their little brains and figure out why they do the things they do and why they purchase from artists and what makes them choose a piece and why they framed it a certain way and all of those kind of things. So if you're an artist and you're wanting to know why people are buying art, it's a great thing to come to. Or if you're a person that is, in the middle of curating and collecting your own home, it gives you some ideas of things that you can look out for and do. And if you just want to see a really pretty house, it's also,
That sounds so fun.
we went last week to kind of take a preview and figure out what we were going to ask and steps and things to go through the house. And it's gorgeous and very homey.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
All right, so you answered this question already, so I'm going to be very careful on how I ask it. But every great community starts with someone noticing something's missing. So you've answered on your own selfish reasons, but thinking about the community, what made you think like we need to build this?
Well, I think so much, while we have some great people advocating for the arts in our community, very few of them are actually artist-led. And so, like I was saying before, there's something delightfully quirky about our brain, that artists think differently. And so having them actually representing the artists and like understanding like, oh my gosh, I'm just taking this project because I have to pay my electric bill. Like sometimes that happens. Or I don't understand that I'm supposed to have a contract because that wasn't taught at art school.
Right.
And so I think that's a big thing that we're trying to advocate for, is that we understand the people that we're representing and advocating for.
And we're still learning. And whenever we learn something, we're like, oh wait, if we didn't know this, somebody else wouldn't know this either. And so how do we get that information out to them so that they can continue to grow and not just feel lost all the time. And it's just, there's something about seeing these group of mostly introverts come together and kind of stand awkwardly and then start to warm up and start to talk to each other and share with each other. And so I think the more that we can do that, the better we're all going to be, for sure. And one of the plans for the nonprofit is we will eventually have these committees that, so there will be a musician that's head of that area, and there will be a theater person that is the head of that. And so while we'll still be doing all the things that we're doing, it'll be nice to have kind of an inside look to what that actually means, because with us both being visual artists, it's a little hard sometimes. A lot of it kind of coincides and meshes together, but then there are some things that are very different, and it'll be interesting to have these board meetings where we hear these other sides and think, oh, we wouldn't have thought of that. And so it's just about bringing all of these people to the same table so that we can collaborate.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's going to be so exciting.
I know, that's really powerful. I love it. I can already see it in my mind's eye. Like, it just sounds so cool.
Yeah.
It just sounds like a really, metal, little UN, just
Yes.
constantly
Artistic
turning out
UN,
cool
I like
stuff,
it.
Yeah. Well, because the other thing too, there's so much happening that, like, if you're a traditional nonprofit that has nothing to do with arts necessarily, you may not initially think like, oh, wouldn't it be cool, like a pedestrian safety? Wouldn't it be cool to have an artist create crosswalks?
Right.
Like, and having more of these cross collaborations where the arts are solving problems, I think that is a sweet spot that we can fill really well, because we have the relationships throughout the community, both with the artist and with the businesses, nonprofits, and the other communities. And I think that's really exciting too, to just think about the possibility of as cheesy as it is, with a rising ship lifts everybody, and I think we could do that by working more together, connecting
you
people.
see it happening like in other countries, like for a long time. They've been collaborating with artists for like things like that, like in public spaces and stuff.
Exactly.
And it has like really good responses. Both of you spend so much time encouraging other people's creativity. Who encourages yours when your creative well is running dry? Lisa.
I'm currently in a dry well, so I'm in a bit of a creative desert at the moment. But I think it's just because there is all this other stuff happening, and so it's hard for me to focus on that. But it'll come around. Typically, I travel to do that because that is what really fills my cup and kind of it takes me out of my day-to-day, and I can go and see things and take pictures and be inspired and look around, and that's typically what helps. It didn't this last time, but it hopefully will next time.
Yeah, I think so. Earlier this year, we did the Artist Way at Tanglewood, and that was the first time that I've done it before. And I think like one of my big takeaways from that is having better boundaries with life, to carve out time, to make time to be more creative, and also being okay with it not looking exactly how you expect it to be. And so I think, like Cara, I don't have a lot of time. I don't make a lot of time right now to paint for myself. However, I've been doing my morning pages, which is like writing every morning very consistently for about 4 months now. And like, I'm like, okay, that's enough. That's a win. Or being able to notice things, slowing down and finding time to play and notice things differently, and being okay with that. Like, I think an interesting thing, I am very much into human design, and Cara and I are both manifestors.
Rin loves this, by the way.
Design. Did you just pull an Erin? You know who else loves human
Yes,
design?
Rin loves this.
What are you?
We talk about it during our facial.
So I am a manifesting generator, and I cannot remember my numbers. I actually want to take a course on it.
Oh, I
and
love
I keep
that.
saying I'm going to. So after this conversation, I'm actually just going to book a course. Like I want to actually go and take either an online course or go in person and do one, because I would love to fold it into what I do now.
Yes.
It'd be so cool.
Yes. Well, and I think so. Our manifesting, I thought it was very interesting that both of us were manifestors.
Yeah.
But in general, like manifesting energy is like, oh, I've got this great idea. This is what we should do. Let's get it started. All right, you guys got it. I'm moving on to the next thing.
Yeah.
And being okay with that, because I don't think that's very typical. Like it's not very linear necessarily. Like, but being okay with that. Like, I'm just here to give you my great ideas.
And then I would like to step away and go think of some new ones.
Yes. Yeah.
Which I think is what I was so worried that my personality was so wrapped up in my business that when I left the business, I was so worried I was going to have this huge identity crisis and not know where I was going and what I was doing. And it kind of was the opposite. I feel much more myself now. Maybe it's just because I don't have to worry about, 10,000 people looking at what I'm writing. I don't know, but I like that I was able to do what I wanted to do, create what I wanted to create, sell it, and move on.
Yeah.
And so I think that that taught me a lot, that I'm not the thing that I create, which sometimes is hard to do. Like separate yourself from, especially in the moment. And so I'm really glad I had that lesson and have remembered that throughout this too, that it's okay to start something and then step away and move on to the next thing. And that's, I think, why this is so fun, is we can do this thing and make this show and it can be great and it's great in that moment, and then we get to move on from it.
Yeah.
And go on to the next one and
Let's
think,
try
let's
this
do
crazy
this.
thing.
Yeah.
What do you think about this?
And we're great because we balance each other out, but we're also alike enough that we're like, but why can't we? Let's just do it. And so, you know, we're a little bit of a bad influence, but in a good way. We're like, why should we do this next? I'm like, why not? Exactly. We can try it.
I love that. Circling back to your guys' dry well, though, I know being a business owner, like, it's like weird. It's like you have to put on 2 different hats. So when you're really busy with like the business end of it, it's like your creative one just shuts off, you know? It's like, nope, analytical brain has to be thinking now, you know? And then once I get the business part handled and I've solved those issues, then all of a sudden my brain's like, oh, you know what I've been wanting to do with that room? I finally know. It's like in my head now. I know exactly what I want to do, you know?
Yes. Yeah.
And so it is, when you are wearing that business hat, it does kind of shut down a little bit.
I'm in a much healthier place if I schedule creative time and actually do it. But a lot of times I am not in a healthy place, and when somebody's like, will you do this? I'm like, sure, I'll do that.
Yeah.
Even though that's when that time was. And so sometimes I need to get better about
Yeah.
boundaries are important for sure.
They
but
really are.
I just think that if we could all, you know, schedule a certain amount of time each week to just turn off all that other stuff, I'm sure it would benefit everything. And I know it does. I've done it. It works. It's just getting back to that for sure.
I'm glad you shared that. Thank you for sharing that with us.
I didn't know that secret though, because I'll be like, okay, this is this day, I'm doing this. Nope.
No. It can also
It
put
comes
a
to
lot
me
of
in
pressure
very,
on
like,
you, because
really
I did
random.
it last week. I had, I think it was Thursday morning, I was just going to paint, and then I sat there at my desk and I was like, what am I gonna do? And like, I even had an idea. I knew what I wanted to do, and then I got all my stuff out, and
it's like, nope, this isn't working.
just that day wasn't gonna work, and
I know
I
exactly
just
what
gave
you mean.
up. So, and some people are better at pushing through and just creating, even if they're not in the mood to create. But I know that's not ideal for me, and it will come out in the piece, and so I walk away.
I mean, I think some people like create from the heart and the soul, and some people can just kind of create in a different way. You know what I mean? Not really heart and soul,
from the
more
atmosphere.
like a surface. But it's not. I don't want to make it light. You know what I mean? Like, it's not valid, because I think every creative has their own, you know, place in this world. You know what I mean? But some people are just like, things just come to them. They don't put a lot of depth or thought into it. And then some people like create from the heart and soul. You're probably like me. We create from like deep down.
I'm an intuitive painter, so I need like something to latch onto, and then if it feels empty, I'm like, nah, it's not gonna work today.
I mean, when I first started doing this place, it was like my vision was like totally different from what I ended up going with. You know what I mean? So it's just, you never know. Once you get into it, you're like, nope. We're taking a hard right.
That's when you have to pivot and just let it go. And so I stopped trying to force it, and then went and did something else. And then I'll try again this week.
We'll try something new.
For sure.
So from what we read, 478 Creatives provides free or low-cost professional development workshops on topics like bookkeeping, marketing, and social media. You work hard in giving local artists. Why can I not read today? I went straight. I mean, I'm like skipping
you're doing great.
sentences. I'm so sorry, guys. I went straight from actually working on people to like coming straight into this, and I didn't have any time.
No buffer time.
It's like my brain, like everything's like blending together for some reason. All the words.
Would you like to add a hot paraffin handle?
Exactly.
Reflexology add-on kit?
I did not hit my head, I promise. But for some reason, I cannot read that word.
Exhibition?
Why? It could not. It comes
is
out
a
of
weird
my head.
word.
I know it though, and I've
Yeah.
said it multiple times. But I was like, this is not coming out of me today.
No, it's one of those annoying words where it's like, it doesn't look right when it's written down.
Yeah. Oh my
that
goodness. But also, you've brought nationally recognized artists to Macon. Why all of this for art? We know why, because we know you, but for our listeners, why is this so important and should be important to everybody?
I think art is like the thread that binds so many people together in different ways that you just may not initially understand. But that, as well as like art is great for your health, art is great for economic development, art is great for creating a sense of place, art is great for storytelling. And while people may not think of that immediately, I think we are trying to show people that through the things that 478's Creatives is doing, as well as what we both do professionally, whether it's creating art or curating or creating public murals and things like that. And I lost my train of thought.
Well,
Welcome to the club. I rubbed off. You're welcome.
The thing I always go back to is people have been creating art since they were living in caves. And so even when they were having to hunt and gather and do all the things, and like their whole life was not about recreation in any way, they still were creating art just because it's human nature to want to make things or create things or make things pretty and more enjoyable. And why do we have to look at, you know, an ugly wall? Why can't there be a mural there? Right. And so I think it's just so important for not just artists to know that what they're doing is important, but like people that are enjoying it, why do they enjoy it? And really to sit and think about it for a little bit, because, you know, you may think, I'm not a museum person, but then if you went to a museum and you looked around and saw it, you know, there's always something that you can take from that, just to, because sometimes you just need to enjoy what things look like. It doesn't have to be for some grand reason. It doesn't have to be functional. I think it's important that we just have some whimsy in our lives. That's my word of the year. And so I feel like, you know, a lot of people become adults and forget how to play and how to be whimsical and silly and look at a green duck that's hanging from the sky. Like, why is that green duck hanging from the sky? I don't know. Why do you think it's hanging from the sky? And
Why
like
not?
just kind of discussing that. Or it's interesting at the art shows that we've had, and I just kind of walk around and I love to hear people talk about the art and what they're saying about the art. And then if they're complimenting the art and I know the artist is right here, I'm like, by the way, she's right here. And then I'm like, they're talking great things about your art. You should come hear it. And so there's something just very special about those moments and connecting those people that, you know, especially people that, because everybody always, a lot of people have a hard time saying, I'm an artist. It's one of the hardest sentences to say outside of I do, probably.
I love that.
So like, you hear people all the time like, but I'm not an artist. Like I made that, but I'm not an artist. And so it's getting people over that hump to say I'm an artist. In fact, before our last show, one of the things that we reached out to a couple of the people, this was their first show ever having art in, was to say, we don't want to hear you say I'm not an artist when you're here, because then it just brings the whole show down, and we want everybody to feel elevated, and this is great, and you're doing it. You did it. And those people sold their pieces. So,
That's awesome.
you know, there's a lot to be said for that, and just to continue pushing that story that, you know, this is how people have told stories throughout history, and let's just keep telling our stories so that our grandkids have these things to look back on and go, my grandma might have been kind of cool.
Maybe.
Well, you make me think too. I'll assume here in the States, like certain parts of the States, I think a lot of us in the States that grew up, maybe our first and only experience going to a museum or a gallery was like as a kid on a field trip. And that may be the only one. And even then, on that trip, the teacher will be like, "Okay, go find this, or tell us this, or da-da," and that's it. Like if you haven't gone as an adult with no intention other than just
To enjoy it,
that may be something to put on your list for this year.
Yes.
Oh, I would so love everybody that listens to do that.
Yeah, that would be
Because
fun.
it's very important, and it's very important to support your local artists as well, because like the dead ones are dead. So like let's enjoy what they did, but also let's prop up
They're in a cornfield somewhere.
I hate to break it to you, but they're gone. They're not gonna know.
So many ears, but no eyes to appreciate my art.
But these artists that made their first piece and sold their first piece in this show this last time, like, that's gonna stick with them forever. And that feeling of like, somebody wanted something I made, that always resonates. And so the next time that you think about going and looking at a large big box store to buy a painting, maybe go there and price out the painting, but then go to local markets or local art shows and see what you can find for about that same amount of money. And a lot of times there's not a huge difference. I mean, sometimes there is, but a lot of times there's not, and you can get some really incredible pieces that someone alive and nearby made, and then when you buy it from them, that money stays within the community and it goes to get a facial or to get, a massage or to come enjoy a spa day or whatever it is, but it all gets to stay here versus when you buy it from a big box store, it goes other places.
And I think
not here.
to piggyback off of that, it's all the arts that you could say, like not just visual arts, like go to the local concert,
See the play.
that costs $20 to get into, or go to a local play. I think like Broadway's fantastic. Going to see Lady Gaga in concert would be fantastic, but like also seeing your local band that's trying to make it is a really great option too.
And on First Friday, we're huge proponents of First Friday. It's the first Friday of every month in Macon. The galleries are open. The restaurants are usually sometimes connected doing something. There's community child events of some sort.
Child events. Family friendly.
Family friendly, there we go. There's family friendly events. But there's also these pop-up. There's these places where the Bragg Jam has put these pop-up shows. And so those are free. But if you go by and you drop money in their tip jar, that's amazing. Or if you yell at them and clap like we do for our friends that are
Yes.
that's also fun. And so it's just, I think it's supporting all of it. But yeah, there's a great local theater here in Warner Robins.
Yeah.
There's several in Macon that are wonderful. There's one in Perry. It's just finding the thing that is close to you that you're interested in and going investing what is typically less than $25 a lot of the time. And First Friday's free. So just come and enjoy it, and you never know who you might meet or, what you might see or what artists you might fall in love with their work. And even if it's something maybe you can't afford right now, you can start following them on Instagram, and then when you're ready to purchase a piece, you can go and look them up and buy from them too.
I've been following you for years. Finally, it's come. You won't be weirded out at all.
No, we do not get weirded out about money. We're like, yes, please stalk me forever if that's what you need to do.
Whatever it takes, give me your money.
We have electric bills to pay.
Yeah. I've always been huge on like supporting. Like I would way rather go. I mean, they know it too. I would way rather go to any local band we have here any day of the week versus go to a big concert. I'm like, no, can't do it. But local bands, I love them. You know, and same thing with the arts too. I love like just unique pieces that you're gonna get from somebody who's unique. I hate going with like what everybody else is doing. You know what I mean? So when you support local, you're supporting and you're getting unique and you're getting all these fun things. So I agree 100%.
It's the same thing with restaurants. I would much rather go to a locally owned restaurant and know that that money is also being siphoned back into the town. And
that I think was the biggest culture shock when we first moved here 7 years ago, because there was nothing but chains pretty much. You know what I mean? There's only a handful of like mom and pop restaurants. And I was like, dang, where do people go to eat? I don't know how to do it any other way.
You end up finding it for sure, but yeah, you have to look a little harder.
Yeah, I mean, Macon, there's more. You know what I mean? But down here at first, when I came 7 years ago, there was not much.
But y'all have the good Asian. We don't have as strong of an Asian restaurant community.
No, I have missed Kindy a lot since I moved, and I have missed Ghost Runner a lot. We've taken it to go, but it's not quite the same.
Yeah.
By the time it gets to my house, but
Right.
it is still good.
Yeah.
Well, after building this together, what's one thing you've learned about each other that you didn't know when all this started?
Sleeping in a queen size bed is not my favorite.
No. Yeah, we snuggled real hard during our recent. We did a retreat. We were asked to do go to a local Airbnb in exchange for content. And so we did it, and it was great because we had planned to go somewhere anyways to do a retreat. We like to do something about quarterly to do some planning. And this place was tiny. It's so cute. Like it's really cute. It'd be the perfect solo retreat. If you're really close with your partner, it would be a great place.
Like in the honeymoon phase?
Yes. But if you need any space from each other, it's not the best. So we just snuggled in. I'm trying to think what. I'm just always amazed how Erin balances it all, because it's a lot. 3 kids is a lot.
It is a lot.
A whole lot. And so I love that. And then one of the things that I'm trying to adopt is she has this, instead of I have to do this, I need to go here, blah, 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 I get to. So it's a rephrasing of that. And so I've caught myself, and I'm like, I have to, and then I'm like, I get to. That makes me so happy. I get to. And then we were out with her kids for one of the first Fridays, and they did, I get to, and I was like, your mom is so good at this. She's so good. And they didn't even realize they said it.
Yeah.
Which is fun.
That's pretty cool.
It's great to have an
Sometimes
influence.
it's like second nature, you know. But what, we have to go to the store. No, honey, we get to go to the store.
get to.
Remember?
We are alive and well.
Yeah.
That's great.
And get to.
That's great. Yeah. I'm just so glad that Cara keeps up with my craziness and is the you don't suck the fun out of it, but you are much more hold on.
I do a lot of, but how? Sounds fun. But how are we going to do that? And then when I don't do, or when I'm spinning, I think you ground it. So it's really nice that we're not spinning at the same time, I think.
Yeah. We're both spinning, but it's toward a good thing.
I don't know. It's like a slinky. One's a little,
I like that.
Goes back and forth, which is nice.
Yeah. And I think for me personally, I just love that. I don't think anything's too crazy to be we're dreaming really big dreams right now, and it seems attainable because we're doing it together, which sounds so cheesy,
Yeah.
but it's so true.
Yes. Well, and it's nice to have somebody that you can be really honest with, that you don't have to preface a thing I'm going to be mean for a second.
Right.
You can just be mean and know it's not going to go any further.
And the other person is going to internalize it and be like, oh,
Yeah.
they're just like, oh, I know exactly what you said. You said it because I get it because I know you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so that you can just kind of get some of those things off of your chest that maybe you would have just let fester a little bit, but you can just say them out loud to somebody that you trust that it's not going to you won't believe what Cara said. Because she says a lot. And so it's just kind of one of those things that it's nice to have that balance. And I think in any partnership, you have to have that. And if you don't, that's how things collapse.
Yeah.
Too.
Yeah.
For sure.
So you kind of kick this off, this last question. This is our last question. But what other cool aspirations do you guys have up your sleeve? Because you said you're dreaming of so much over here. Is there anything together or separate that you guys don't mind sharing?
So last year we got a micro grant to explore what artist residencies could look like in Macon area.
Oh, that's cool.
And it was fantastic. We did an artist residency together in Fort Wayne, Indiana, with another artist, Mary Frances. What? And we learned a lot of things on that. And then we also went down to Savannah, where one of their arts nonprofits has an artist residency there. So we got to see two different ways of doing it, and we're trying to figure out how to make that happen in Macon.
That's so cool.
It's just it's a big thing.
Yeah.
And that's where we kept going, but how? But it was fun to explore. It's fun to travel to these different towns to see what they're doing and how we can learn from them, and what. It's also good for perspective. So like we went to Savannah and you would have thought, oh, Savannah has it all figured out. And their first Friday was a little chaotic and not quite as fleshed out, I think, as Macon's. And so it's kind of interesting to see that, because we're always wanting everything to be better. We're just that personality and that kind of type of person. And so to see Savannah struggling with some of the same issues was like, maybe this is great, and this is what we need to be, and this is we're headed on the right path. And it was kind of a nice reminder of how great Macon is, because the whole reason we're doing this is we want other people to know how great Macon is, and so that is the hope, that one day there will be a residency and we can invite all these outside artists to come here and really be immersed in what Macon has to offer, because it is an affordable place to live. And so, if you're living in a bigger city and you see that this is available, it may make, these creative people from all over want to settle and move to Macon, and that just grows our ecosystem too.
Yeah, that's really cool.
So hopefully.
One of my favorite places ever is South Pasadena, and there's this gallery there I love. And when we get done today, I'll tell you some of the stuff that they do that's so cool. That might give you guys some inspiration.
Yeah.
We consulted our assistant, ChatGPT,
Oh, he's my boyfriend. I get it.
about similar towns but more or less the southeast, things that we could travel to kind of get some ideas too. Because I like to travel because I do think that it provides all sorts of inspiration.
Yeah.
And so I think the more that we can do that and see what other people are doing, the more we can bring to Macon and expand the horizons for everybody too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think the other little thing that we're working on is so much is we felt like the artists didn't have a seat at the table in our greater community at times, and we just kind of pushed our way in
Pull up a
and
lawn chair.
are trying to be a part of more bigger conversations that are happening in our community. And it's not necessarily for to hire Cara or to hire Erin, but just to be aware of hey, like we were saying, oh, you want to have a mural, that's not going to be a couple $100s. You need to plan to have more, or
apply for grants so that that gets covered, because there are art grants out there, and bringing the businesses or the organization together and showing them how they can get there, and that they can't get there for a couple $100s typically. Just to set reasonable expectations, I think. But I feel we both feel that all these conversations were happening, and then at the very last minute they'd bring it around to an artist. So I don't know how many calls I've seen for everybody submit for free t-shirt designs to get your t-shirt design put on this organization's t-shirts. Well, the artist is getting paid nothing. They're not guaranteed anything. The design is out, and then who has it? What could be done with it? Can people change it? And so it's just educating people on both sides, don't accept this, and don't just take this too. And I think if somebody was at the table that was an artist, they would be able to say that, because you're not typically going to be like, I'm going to invite the doctor so that he can do a free exam.
She can do
Or
a free.
she could do a free exam. They could do a free exam. And so, it's just getting people to take things more seriously.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, awesome. That was great, guys.
Yeah. Do you guys want to share your socials really quick?
Yeah.
Sure. I'm at Cara Hurd Co. And then we are at 478 Creatives on Instagram.
And I'm at Mama Hawk Draws _ and at Tanglewood Art Studios, both on Instagram. Just making sure I said everything. And then
We have a Facebook group too. That's 478 Creatives. If you're not on Instagram, and we have a newsletter, and you can find that on our Instagram.
hopefully by the time this airs or shortly after, we'll have a website, and that's all the exciting growth too about.
Yeah, and I'm sure more people want to there's probably people who haven't heard of this yet. They're like, I really want to do this, and they can just come and sign on there.
Yes. Yeah.
For sure.
See us make some
post
stupid videos.
all of our events that are coming up too.
Yeah.
You guys are doing an awesome job. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
and
It's been
asking
so
us to do
great.
this.
Yeah, we appreciate you guys. And with that being said, that's a wrap.